Welcome to another video. My name is Sanjay Prakash, and today in this video I will discuss about playbooks in Dynamics 365 Sales. In Dynamics 365 Sales, the sales provide the ability to create, especially the playbook in Dynamics 365 Sales provide the ability to create a defined series of repeatable sales activities. For example, if you want to create some task, phone calls or email, etc., then you can call it without repeating the creation of activity, and you can automate this. For example, when a new lead is created, a playbook can be launched to ensure that there is a lead qualification phone call activity to set up. Another illustration I can tell you that when an opportunity is placed on hold, then if you want to do some task which will be automatically done through some series of tasks, then also you can use playbooks, right? So let us learn how we can use playbooks and how we can configure in Sales Hub, right? So this is my Sales Hub application in Dynamics 365. Here I will go to app settings. First you have to enable it. Here inside this playbook management, you have to go to playbook settings. Inside sales administration, here you have to enable this. Once you enable, click on apply. This is the first stage to enable playbook settings. Next, you have to define some playbook categories. Playbook category defines what is the category that you want to run for this playbook. For example, if you want to do a customer follow-up, you can do it. Otherwise, let's say you want to give a type like opportunity follow-up, right? It depends on you that what type of category you want to choose, and you can define the description here and save close. Now once you defined the playbook categories, then you can go for creating playbook templates. Now click on playbook templates, new option. Here you have to define which category you want to choose. While creating playbook templates, you have to choose the category first. As we have created opportunity follow-up, you can choose opportunity follow-up, and the name is automatically given here automatically. And track progress, you have to click yes, so that the playbook progress will be tracked. Estimated duration, you can say, let's say within 5 days this playbook should be completed. Description, you can define the same opportunity follow-up and click on save. Once you given the minimum information, you will see there is a section called as select record types that this playbook will apply to. By default, if you see, account, contact, opportunity, lead, quote, order and invoice is created, right? Now you can choose the entity for which you want to run the playbook. Select this and click on the arrow icon. So this is selected now. Now I can save it. The next thing is you have to define the playbook activities. This is important. So the purpose behind playbook is to define some repeatable, well-defined task to perform for a specific event. My event is whenever an opportunity is created, I want to define some pre-defined activities. For example, as soon as the opportunity is created, I want to create a task to follow up the customer. So I can click on the task and define a subject, let's say call to customer for product analysis, right? I can define the same thing, and relative due date after 1 day, right? After 1 day of the opportunity creation, I want to complete this task. Relative due time, you can define a time, and duration, let's say I want to complete this task within 15 minutes and the priority is normal, and click on save. So I have created a task activity for this playbook whose name is opportunity follow, and I will add another task called as phone call, and where I will set up a call, do a call to vendor to record or to understand opportunity requirements, right? So I can copy this and put here relative due date, let's say after 2 days, So whenever the opportunity is created, after 1 day the task should be completed as I have already created, and after 2 days the phone call should be done, phone call activity should be done to understand the do a call. This should be do a call, yeah. So after that, after 2 days a phone call should be completed by calling this customer. So I can choose let's say duration 15 minutes I want to call, and click on save. So this will create some activities, right? So another activity, I want to do an appointment. Let's say the subject is finalize opportunity. I can define the same thing in the description, and relative start date is after 3 days. Okay, relative end date I can define after 4 days. So appointment start date and end date, this is one, right? If it is an all day event, you can check this, otherwise switch up this and click on save. Now you observed here that after deciding the record type for this playbook, we have defined 3 types of activities, playbook activities that needs to be performed. This is after 1 day, this is after 2 days, this is after 3 days. So you understand this type of repeated well defined task I can perform, so that every time you run this playbook under the opportunity, that will create these 3 activities, irrespective of the person who is taking the decision for this opportunity. Doesn't matter, because these tasks are automatically created, and the new guy who will work on this opportunity next time, he can also take this activities to complete, right? Now once you define this, you have to save it and publish it. Until unless you publish this playbook, you cannot launch it. Now it is published. Now I want to launch this. So how to launch this? You have to go to the sales and create an opportunity, right? Let me create an opportunity, or you can open any other opportunity. So I want to open, click on all opportunities. Let me open this one. No, this is already one, so I'll go to a draft one. This one, let me go to all open opportunities. So these are all open opportunities. Let me open this one. Now for this opportunity, I want to launch the playbook, because I have configured the playbook template for opportunity entity. So you can see at the top ribbon command bar, you will see there is a button called as launch playbook, right? Now click on this launch playbook. Once you click this, it will ask you to run which playbook you want to run. Click this playbook and template and click on launch. So what it will do, it will create the activities, playbook activities that are associated with this template, playbook template, and you need to complete the activities one by one, right? Now once it is run successful, you can click on related and click on playbook, and you will see this is the playbook, and you can open this for this opportunity, and you will see this regarding object is updated with this current opportunity, and there are total activities need to be completed 3. Completed activities is 0. No task has been completed, right? Now these 3 activities are open, and you see the due date is updated. Today I have created, so tomorrow the task should be completed. The due date is tomorrow. After 2 days phone call should be completed, and after 3 days appointment should be completed. So it's kind of you have to complete some predefined task for a specific event, right? That's why the playbook is important. So what you have to do, so you have to complete on 26th, today is 25th. Either you can complete today or you can wait tomorrow to complete it, right? So you can open this task, click on this and click on you can double click this. So the task is saying you have to call to the customer for product analysis, right? Now you have to call this customer because it is a task. If you have called it, Then once the call is completed, you can mark is it completed, mark complete, right? You can go back. Now you can see the progress is tracking. So one activity is completed and this is also completed. Now next, after 2 days, you have to complete this too, the second one. So you have to open this and you again. So to whom you want to call, you can define from me. I want to call to the customer. Who is the customer? You can choose. Let me define the customer. Who is the customer? Right. So Adventure Works is the customer. So I can go here. Sorry, I have to go to related playbooks and open this, and I have to open the second task. So I need to complete all of the playbook task, so that my playbook will completed. The Adventure Works, and the phone number, I can define what is the phone number of Adventure, the customer, and I can save it. Once I will call this and my call is completed, I can mark it complete, right? So normally we try to complete all the playbook repeated task, which is same for all opportunity. That means if you create a new opportunity also and you run this playbook or launch this playbook for that opportunity also, it will create same 3 activities related to that opportunity. So for every opportunity, it will keep creating playbook activities when you launch this playbook template, right? So let me complete the last one also. So in scenarios like contract renewal and other processes, this scenario is very useful. Now you can mark it complete, the appointment is completed and the progress is done. Now once you have done all activities, you have to mark it as completed as successful. Now once you complete this playbook as successful, you have completed all the all the playbook activities for that playbook, right? So this is how the system will let users to follow a streamlined activities to complete for a specific event. Now in which scenario it is useful? It is useful whenever, let's say I am the user and I started this opportunity, and I have launched this playbook, but I left the company without completing this task. Then the person who will replace me has to complete this task. So there is no problem that if someone will leave your company, there will be a problem, right? There is no problem. So the new one will come here and complete all the tasks and complete this playbook. So this is the importance of playbook, to define predefined repeated task for a specific event. Like that you can take other scenarios also if you want, right? For let's say whenever you want to create a new lead and you want to run some playbook for follow-up or for disqualification or qualification of lead, then also you can go for, right? So creating the template for lead and working on. The most important thing is, what if you want to run the launching a playbook on business process flow. For example, whenever you click this, I want to run in this stage, I want to run the playbook automatically without clicking the button at the top, right? So how you can create that? Let us work on that. Okay, let me create a let us take an example. Whenever a lead is created and when the qualify stage reaches, I want to run the playbook to create follow-up task, right? How to do that? Let us go and create this, automate this, right? So go to app settings and click on playbook template and create a new template for lead entity. So let's say lead follow-up playbook, and here I can define what happened: lead follow-up playbook. Now I can copy this and just do not use the hyphen, or you can, sorry, we are searching the category, I am searching the wrong thing. So I can define the customer follow-up and duration, let's say 4 days, and lead follow-up task playbook, and I can save it. Now this time, instead of opportunity, I will use lead. So I'll select lead and click the arrow mark so that the lead entity is selected, and I will add some activity. So the first task I want to add is fast follow-up task. So I want to follow up with the lead on the same day or on the next day. So I can define it next day. The relative due date is on the second day, after 1 day of record creation, lead record creation. I want to complete this task, follow-up task. Duration is, let's say, 15 minutes, and click on save. Again, after 2 days, I want to, the system should follow or the user should follow. So second follow-up to lead, and this should be done after 2 days. So I can define here, let's say 3 days. You can define as per your need, right? So I have defined 2 tasks. First is to follow up task on the second day, and it is the 3rd day the task would be created. Now save it. Once it is saved, you can publish this, right? So this is now published. My requirement is, now once it is published, I can go to sales and create, I can open a lead. For example, let me open this lead and try to refresh the screen. If you refresh, you will see the launch playbook button is available. We know that if you click this launch playbook, the launch playbook will open here, right? You can click this and launch this, what we have done for opportunity last time. But what if you want to run this playbook automatically whenever the the qualify stage or qualify stage is exited, right? Not exited, once it is entering to the qualify stage. So let us give here, define some contact, and you can click on next stage and refresh. Let me create a new lead, because the okay, how it is created. Okay, I want to call that playbook on the business process flow stage, because this lead to opportunity sales process business process only calls or activates whenever the lead record gets created, right? So I want to call the launch playbook functionality for lead as soon as this lead qualification or qualify stage enters. So to do that, I have to modify this lead to opportunity sales process, right? So I'll go here and try to edit this sales hub. Click on edit, and once you edit, it will open the business process flows. You can see here, I want to edit this one, lead to opportunity. Click on edit. Now this will open the editor. Now here I want to add a workflow so that it will call that lead playbook. So I can drag a workflow here, and I will give the trigger condition as stage entry. That means as soon as the lead qualify stage enters, or qualify stage enters, the workflow should call. And which workflow should call? I have not yet created any workflow that will create the playbook. So click on new. Now here we can create a new workflow that will create a playbook record using the lead template. This is how we can automate playbook. Let us wait. It is trying to create a workflow. Now here you have to give a name, right? Let's say launch lead playbook, right? I have given a name and the category is workflow. Click on new blank process and the entity is lead, right? Click on OK. Now once you click OK, the workflow designer will open for us. And in the workflow designer, we can define the triggers and the actions, right? So this is the trigger. I can change the scope as organization, and I don't want to use start when. I can switch off, but I will choose as an on-demand process. And here in the step, I will add a step to create a record. I'll click on the add step and click on create record. In the create record option, give a description, create playbook, and here choose playbook, because playbook is an entity, right? Now I can click on set property, and here I can give the name playbook for lead follow-up. Now here I have to choose the template. Which template I want to use? Click on lookup more record and all playbook templates and choose lead one and click on add, right? And here the tracking progress is already selected, and I can click on save and close. Now the playbook record is created through this workflow. Now I'll just activate this. Click on activate, and my workflow is created successfully. So what I will do now, I will go to business process flow and choose the launch lead playbook. You understand, the trigger is stage entry, workflow is launch lead playbook, and I can apply. Once it is applied, I can update. Once it is updated, I can create a new lead to test this, right? Because whenever you create a new lead, the process or the stage gets activated, right? And you enter to the first stage. Now let me close this. It is already activated. Now I will go here, I'll save and publish. Publish is not required because we have already published the business process flow, but anyway you can publish it to be in safe side, right? You can close this. Now I'll go here and go to lead and try to press Ctrl F5 for a complete refresh and click on new button to create a new lead. So click on new, and here I will give the topic. Let's say 700 laptops selling, and the customer name is, let's say, Rakesh Khan, for example, right? Now I can click on save. As soon as you save, and you see there is a problem here, could not find email address, right? So email address is required, so give a email address here, and I can click on save. Now as soon as you save this lead and try to click on this qualify stage, now whenever you are entering this stage, the playbook is already run, right? Now check that how it is how the playbook is already running in background. I can go to related and click on playbooks, right? Let me click on this. Otherwise, let me go here and try to click on provide some value here. Okay, now you can save it. Let me, okay, the workflow is a is a background workflow, right? Now I can check that workflow if it is running or not. I will go to here in the advanced settings. We will check that is there any workflow instances created or not for the lead. So I'll go to settings and system jobs, and here I'll select the entity as lead. Now this is already succeeded, but it is failed, right? Now why it is failed? Let us open this to check. So if the workflow, because the workflow is asynchronous or background workflow, that's why you can check the workflow status in the system job in advanced settings, right? It is telling that object not set to the instance, right? That means click on view property. Okay, right, so the regarding object field should be there. Okay, as this is not there, that's why it is throwing error. Let me click on this manually. If I will manually run this playbook, right, when it is manually done, it is working, right? Now it is working, but as because the workflow failed, that's why the problem is happening. The automation is not done. So what I need to do, I will go to the workflow to check, right? I'll go here in the solution. Let us fix the workflow first. I'll go to the solution and add the solution. I'll go to add existing, click on automation and processes, add existing, automation and processes. Here I can choose launch. So this is the launch lead playbook. Click on add. Now I can click on this launch playbook and edit this. Let us double check why it is throwing error. Click on the view property. We can first deactivate this. Click on deactivate. It is telling that object not set to the instance. Okay, so you have to fill the regarding, right? What is the regarding? The regarding field is lead. So if you do not provide this regarding, it will throw error. So the important thing is playbook template, tracking progress is already yes, right? And total activity is not required, all other things are not required, but regarding field and playbook template is very, very important. Now click on save and close and activate this again. Now once it is activated, I'll go to lead and create a new lead to test this, right? So I'll click on new. I'll provide the information about the new lead. It's a 900 mobile device required, and the customer is Sanjay Kumar, and the email is sanjay@gmail.com, right? Now I will save it. Now once it is saved, the qualified stage is reached, right? I'm expecting a new workflow will be available here. Can you see that the new workflow is waiting for the resource? Because the qualified stage is reached as soon as you create this lead record. Now keep refreshing and wait for the success. Can you see that it is success? Now automatically the workflow launched the playbook. Now if I check, I will go to related playbooks, and you will see this is automatically created. And if you open this, you will see the 2 tasks that we have defined in the playbook is available here. Now you can select, and if it is you have already completed the task, you can mark as completed, and you can also define the second task and mark as completed. Now if you refresh this, then it will give you the completed activity. Once this playbook task is completed, all activities are completed, it is always best practice to complete the playbook by using this complete as successful. Right? Now the playbook life cycle is ended. Now you understand how you can manually launch the playbook, how to configure the playbook, how manually launch the playbook against a record, and how you can automate playbook using business process flow and workflow. Thank you everyone watching this video. I'll come with new videos. Cheers. Thank you. Bye.